Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Astrid Cendikiawan. I am from 11 Science 6. In this video, I will explain about passive voice as one of tasks from Mrs. Ida. Passive voice is a kind of sentence that is used when we want to emphasize the actions and the object of a sentence rather than the subject. It means that the subject is less important than the action itself, or that we don't know who or what is the subject. Passive voice is usually used to show an action that is achieved by an object. We will place the object as the subject. So in this kind of sentence, we will show that an object was received and actions by the subject. Passive voice have some kind of grammar, such as simple tense, present tense, past tense, and many other. For example, in the simple tense, if we want to say that we write a letter, we will write it as I write a letter. Nah, in the passive voice, we will say about the object, not about the subject. So we will say that the letter is written by the subject, or we can write it as the letter is written by me. We can conclude that the formula of passive voice is subject plus to be plus past participle. Next, I will give you some example of the changing of the active voice to passive voice in some tenses, such as in the simple present tense, the passive voice formulas is subject plus to be plus past participant. For example, I will say that the picture is drawn by me. The subject can be you can to don't explain the subject in this kind of sentence. So in the passive voice, we can say that the subject is drawn. In the simple present tense, the formulas is I'm, is, are, as, to be plus being plus past participants. Or for example, in the word that drawn is the picture is being drawn. In the simple past, we can explain it as the past to be, that is was or were. So the sentence can be the picture was drawn. In the past continuous, we can say it was being or it were being drawn. In the present perfect, the formulas is has or have been plus past participle. So we can say it as it has been drawn. It has been drawn. And in the past perfect, the formulas can be had been plus past participle. So the sentence can be it had been drawn. In the simple future tense, the formulas is will be plus past participle. So the sentence can be will be drawn. And in the future perfect tense, the sentence can be the subject, the object, or we can say it as the subject in the passive voice, will have been plus past participant. So the sentence can be the picture will have been drawn. And last is in the future continuous, the formulas can be to be plus going to plus past participle. So the sentence can be, the picture is going to be drawn. In the passive voice, we can explain the subject if we want, but we can to choose that we have no explain who or what is the subject. Next, I will explain about what is passive voice used in. The passive voice is usually used in some conditions, such as when the doer of action is unknown. So when I don't know who has made it, so I will say that it has been made, or I will say that it's made. Second, the passive voice can be used when the doer of action isn't have to explain. So if I don't want to explain who made it, I can explain that the things is being made, or the picture is drawn. It's enough for the passive voice. Third, the passive voice can be used when we don't want to tell about the doer of action. If you don't want to tell about who or what is the subject of the actions, we can use the passive voice. Fourth, the passive voice usually used when the doer of action is everyone in general. So if we all do it, we have not to explain who the subject, because we all know who the subject. And the last, the passive voice can be used when the doer of action was explained earlier. So if I have to explain who is the subject, if I was told you who is the subject, I can say another sentence by passive voice. So I don't have to explain who is the subject for the second time or for the third time, because you know who is the subject. Maybe that's enough for me. Thank you for your attention, and I'm sorry if there is many of mistakes in this video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.